Okay, so hi, I wanted to do a quick video today about spinal decompression. What is spinal decompression, who needs it, and why this kind of therapy is huge for getting people away from surgery, out of pain, and staying out of pain. So if you're one of those people, first just drop a comment and say hi if you're listening. We love to see who sees our videos. Let us know where you're listening from, and let us know if you've experienced any of the things we're talking about in the video. So if you're one of those people who years ago went to pick something up and threw your back out, and you've never really been the same since, and every now and then it just kind of hurts and it bothers you, this is especially my like age probably 30 to 50-year-old guys who are doing like heavy lifting, maybe helping people move, maybe working out in the yard, in the garage, doing some kind of heavy lifting stuff. This is for you too a lot of times, and if you just get like a catching feeling and some pain, any pain into the groin, buttocks, and thighs, down the leg, anything like that, this is going to be for you. Also, maybe people who have like numbness and tingling in the fingers, and like really stiff shoulders a lot and headaches, a lot of times that can be a disc bulge type symptom too that would respond very well to spinal decompression. So I'm going to talk specifically about some low back disc bulging and why spinal decompression can help with that, but it's applicable for the neck as well. So in your spine, you have all these vertebrae, right? Each one of these represents a vertebra. This is from the front. And then in between each vertebra, you have a disc. So if you can see this pretty well, you've got vertebra here and a disc in between each one. And I like to say that a disc is kind of like a jelly donut. So if you had a jelly donut and you had a vertebra on top of each one, and you had something tilting and laying on a jelly donut like this for a long time, I mean sometimes even years, you have that little like evidence of having a tilted vertebra like this could be if you bend a certain way and can't go as far and have pain, or if you get a little catch in your back or some pain. So a lot of people have this and they just kind of ignore it because their body's going, hey, something might be wrong, and it's trying to whisper to tell you you have a problem, but you just ignore it and you wait until it's screaming at you and you're like bent this way and can barely stand up, and you walk into my office like, I don't honestly know what happened. I woke up like this. And I'm going, I bet your body gave you hints along the way. You might just not be used to listening to them. So if you have that jelly donut, you've got a restriction in your spine, and you're sitting constantly like this, that jelly's gonna what? It's gonna start to migrate that way. Much less if you go like this on a jelly donut. It's gonna squirt out that way, right? This is bad. That's that kind of disc full herniation where you're in terrible, debilitating pain. Oftentimes these people are even rushed to surgery. So you don't want to miss the times when your body's trying to give you a clue that maybe you need a little bit of extra care. So what happens is the jelly starts to bulge and it starts to press against the outer side of the donut type material. The donut in this example is your actual disc, and it's made of ligament material. The inside's actually made of jelly. And that jelly is supposed to have a certain pressure outward, and that's 180 mercury pressure outward in all directions, okay? Now, when you get a little bit more pressure than that, that's when you're gonna start to herniate or kind of rip through the donut a little bit, rip through your disc, the ligament material. So anyways, getting the restriction out of your spine so that things aren't wearing unevenly, preventing nutrients coming to and from the disc and causing spinal degeneration. Getting those restrictions out and restoring that alignment is one of the most important things you can do. That's why chiropractic can help, and as simple as you can go from having 8 out of 10 pain to pop and feeling like a 2 out of 10 pain in a moment's notice. The problem is though that one, you have muscles still pulling on those bones that can pull them right back out. So you got to work on the muscles a little bit too. I definitely do that with every single patient. I work on the muscles as well. The other problem is if you never address that bulging disc, you're going to feel a little bit better, but you're not really going to resolve all the way, and especially that pain into the buttocks, thighs, and legs is not going to resolve. So basically, this machine here is what that is for. It's going to take that 180 mercury pressure outward, and then it's going to cause a vacuum effect, and it's going to take your pressure in your disc all the way to negative 180. This was done over scientific testing in lots of control groups. They actually had the pressure being monitored as the person was on the table. When it reached negative 180 mercury pressure, the disc resorbed back to the center and where the healthy jelly of a donut should be, so that you're not getting that pain, because that pressure is what's causing that pain, or it's at least a portion of it. So on this particular table, you know, you've probably heard of traction, where they have a little bit of a weight and they're just pulling on your spine. That feels kind of good. Inversion tables, those can help in the moment too, because you're hanging upside down and it feels really good to be lengthened. There's also some adjustments that can do a big pulling mechanism that helps the spine a lot. But what has only been tested to provide that true negative 180 mercury pressure and fix the problem is one of these tables. So when you have the back pain, you're gonna lay on here. We're gonna wrap these around your waist really tight. We're gonna tighten them, and then we're gonna wrap one around your rib cage as well. Then this part of the table moves up and down. So if you have an injury higher up in your back, then we're gonna press on this, we're gonna raise the table up, and we're gonna specifically target the level that is causing the pain. If you have one that's a little bit lower down at, let's say, L4-5, L5-S1, that's gonna be like right in the lower back here, then we're gonna lay the table flat and allow it to work and do what it does best. So based on your body weight, we're gonna have the table pull with a certain amount of pressure, pounds of pressure, over about 10 or 15 minutes. You won't feel like there's a whole lot going on. You're just gonna feel like the table is going, and it's just gonna move back and forth like that for most of it. But what it's doing is pulling those vertebrae apart and then relaxing. When it goes to pull your vertebra apart, your muscles go, hey, whoa, we're being stretched, and they start to spasm. And right when that happens, the table relaxes a little bit. So in that way, it overrides that mechanism of your muscles trying to tighten up and protect you from that stretch. That's how it gets a better, deeper, further stretch and actually makes a huge impact. So this can take sometimes one treatment here and there for more of a maintenance situation where you've had an injury like that in the past and you definitely know you don't want it to come back, and you just hop on this table once every so often. Or it can be one of those things where you need sometimes up to 10, maybe 15 treatments, and over time you get better and better and better, and then it finally stays that way. So we've got options. This one works on your neck as well, so that one just kind of pulls on your head. Very, very gentle, extremely effective, and guys, I can't stress this enough. I have seen people come in here like, if this doesn't work, I'm going to schedule a surgical consult. And I'm like, get on the table. And boy, even after one session, they're like, okay, I can tell this is gonna help. So it might take a few, but I can tell already that it's helping and that this is what my body wants and needs. And even better, they're not in debilitating pain while it's happening. So hey, that's spinal decompression for you. Feel free to message us if you have any questions about whether this might be right for you. And otherwise, thanks for watching and have a great day.